Every so often, evolution produces something that shouldn't be possible according to the rules we've written for it. Not rare, not unusual, genuinely, on paper, contradictory. The platypus is the clearest example alive today. When British naturalists first examined a preserved specimen in the late 1700s, they didn't marvel at it. They tried to disprove it. They cut into the skin, hunting for stitches, convinced someone had sewn a duck's bill onto a mammal as an elaborate joke. They found nothing, no seams, no thread, no trick. Just an animal that had been quietly living by its own rules for millions of years, completely indifferent to the fact that it made no sense to the people studying it. This is Primal Mysteries, and today we're tracing 3 separate evolutionary mysteries, all buried inside a single, unassuming river animal. Mystery 1. How does a creature hunt while completely unable to see, hear, or smell? Watch a platypus slip beneath the surface of an Australian river at dawn, and something strange happens in that first second. Its eyes seal shut, its ears close, its nostrils shut down entirely. For the entire duration of its underwater hunt, it is functionally blind, deaf, and unable to smell a single thing. By every normal standard, that should be a death sentence for a predator. The answer lies in its bill, and it's not the soft, comedic feature it looks like. Packed into that rubbery surface are tens of thousands of sensors, many of them built to detect electricity. Every living creature generates a faint electrical signal simply by moving its muscles, and the platypus can feel that signal directly. So while it appears to be sweeping its bill blindly through murky water, it's actually reading an invisible electrical map of everything alive around it, a sense called electroreception, found almost nowhere else in the mammal world. It isn't hunting in the dark, it's hunting in a sensory dimension most animals, including us, cannot perceive at all. Mystery 1 solved, but it only deepens the next one. Mystery 2. Why does a mammal lay eggs? This is the discovery that actually forced early scientists to reconsider what they thought they understood about mammals altogether. The defining trait of a mammal, the one taught in every classroom, is live birth. The platypus doesn't do that. Females lay small, soft-shelled eggs, incubate them like a bird would, and the young hatch tiny, blind, and completely dependent. And then, almost as if correcting course, the platypus does something unmistakably mammalian. It produces milk. There are no nipples involved. The milk simply seeps through specialized skin patches, pooling in the mother's fur, where the newly hatched young drink it directly. This puts the platypus into an ancient, nearly extinct category of mammals called monotremes, animals that never abandoned egg-laying the way the rest of the mammal family eventually did. Only a handful of these species remain anywhere on Earth. Every platypus alive right now is a living fragment of a branch of evolution that almost entirely disappeared, preserved by accident in the rivers of one continent. Mystery 2 also solved, which brings us to the strangest one of all. Mystery 3. Why does a peaceful river animal carry venom potent enough to disable a grown man? Venomous mammals are almost a contradiction in terms. Across the entire mammal family, venom delivery systems are exceptionally rare, and yet male platypuses carry a sharp, hollow spur on each hind leg, connected directly to a venom gland. During breeding season, when competition between males intensifies, that venom becomes serious. For a human unlucky enough to be stung, the pain is described as extreme and prolonged, largely unaffected by standard painkillers, sometimes lingering for days. It's rarely fatal, but it's a genuine weapon most likely evolved for combat between rival males rather than for hunting or defense against predators. Mystery 3 solved, and now we have the full, almost unbelievable picture. Put the 3 mysteries together, and you get a single animal that lays eggs like a reptile, nurses its young like a mammal, hunts using a sense borrowed from the world of sharks and electric fish, and carries venom like a snake. No single feature here is unheard of in the animal kingdom on its own. What's genuinely rare, what actually earns the word impossible, is finding all 4 of these traits stacked into one creature, quietly surviving in the same rivers it's occupied for millions of years, largely unbothered by how confusing it is to everyone studying it. A necessary grounding point, because mystery shouldn't tip into myth. None of this means the platypus broke evolution's rules, it means our rules were incomplete. Every trait here, the electroreception, the egg-laying, the venom, has a coherent evolutionary explanation once you trace the platypus's lineage back far enough. It descends from an ancient branch of mammal evolution that split off long before most modern mammal groups existed, which is exactly why it still carries features the rest of the mammal world left behind. And this isn't just a historical curiosity. The platypus is under real pressure today: habitat loss, drought, and disruption to the river systems it depends on entirely for survival. There is no backup population, no second version of this evolutionary lineage sitting somewhere else. If the rivers of eastern Australia decline, this particular thread of mammalian history disappears with them. So here's the actual mystery worth sitting with. It isn't really how does the platypus do all this. Evolution has clear, traceable answers for that. The real mystery is how confidently we build our understanding of nature around tidy categories. Mammals do this. Reptiles do that right up until a single animal quietly proves those categories were never nature's rules to begin with, they were ours. The scientists who first examined a platypus went looking for the trick. There wasn't one. It had been real and rule-breaking and swimming through Australian rivers in total silence for millions of years, long before anyone in a London office picked up a pair of scissors to prove otherwise. Everything about this animal seems designed to refuse easy categorization. The platypus belongs to an incredibly rare group of mammals called monotremes, the egg-laying mammals, and there are only a tiny handful of them left in the world. They are living remnants of an ancient branch of mammal evolution, survivors of a deep and distant past, carrying features from a chapter of the story most mammals left behind long ago. When you look at a platypus, you're looking at a genuine evolutionary time capsule. And then, as if laying eggs and sensing electricity weren't enough, there's the third impossible feature: the platypus is venomous. This one surprises almost everyone because venomous mammals are extraordinarily rare. Some mysteries aren't waiting to be solved. They're waiting for us to admit our assumptions were the actual problem all along. If this mystery pulled you in, the next one traces a creature that appears to have found a way to switch off aging itself. That video's on your screen right now, and the full archive is linked in the description below. Subscribe to Primal Mysteries. We trace the strangest unanswered questions in the natural world every week. And tell me in the comments, which of the 3 mysteries in this file surprised you most: the electric sense, the eggs, or the venom?